Hello my people, welcome back to Cooking with Efya. Today I'll show you how to make polo, those crunchy coconut fried bites we all love. This one has small twist. I added a bit of powdered milk for extra richness. So settle in and let's make something tasty polo together. If you love it sweet and coconutty, you will enjoy this one. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So we're going to begin by mixing our dry ingredients first. So into my mixing bowl, I'll go in with 2 cups of all-purpose flour or soft flour. Next, I'll go in with half cup of sugar, salt to taste, half teaspoon of baking powder, and I also go in with 2 to 3 tablespoons of powdered milk. I'll stir everything together very nicely until all is nice and well incorporated. And once that is done, I'll go in with my soft margarine. You can also feel free to use butter if that is what you have. Okay, this is 2 tablespoons of margarine. I will use my clean hands to mix everything in beautifully, and once everything is nice and well combined, I'll move ahead and add in my blended matured coconuts. For this recipe, you are advised to use only matured coconuts. So I'm using 1 large matured coconut. I blended it with a little bit of water, and the water was about half cup of water. So kindly note it. You can also grate it, and that would be perfect as well. But for grating, you need to add in the water little by little. Start with about 2 or 3 tablespoons and mix. Then add more until the dough just comes together. We want it firm but not sticky. If it becomes too wet, add a tablespoon of flour. So in my case, I'm adding in about 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour together with the 2 cups. Okay, after mixing everything, this is what we have: a very firm but not sticky dough. So all that is left is for us to cover it with a clean cloth or a clean film and let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. Whilst it rests, the flour will hydrate and the coconut will soften, making the rolling process very easy. As you can see, it's looking super soft, and that's what we're looking for. So all that is left is for us to flour our working surface and roll the dough to about ½ centimeters thickness. Make sure to flour your dough as well to prevent your dough from sticking to the rolling pin. Now we're going to roll the dough not too thin and not too thick as well. Whilst we are enjoying the video, let me also use this opportunity to thank all my returning subscribers and new foodie members right here. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for liking my videos, sharing, and also commenting on my videos, fam. I am very grateful. Thank you so much for doing that. Alright, so using a knife or a pizza cutter, I'm going to cut my dough into my preferred shapes. You know, polo has this unique shape, so I'm going to create it that way. You can also feel free to cut it according to how you want it, and you are good to go. So now let's cut it, and we're going to line this up very well because we don't want it to be sticking together. And I was making this polo for a friend and for their family as well, but my friend wanted hers to be very crunchy, so I had to roll this dough very flat. So that's why you're seeing it a little bit flat as compared to the normal thickness that we see. Okay, but for the family owned Charlie, I just didn't want this. I wanted it to be a little bit big, just like the street sellers own. Next, we're going to heat up a deep pan on medium heat. You want the oil hot but not smoking. To test if the oil is hot, I'll drop a tiny scrap of dough in the oil. It should sink a bit, then rise with steady bubbling and sizzle. If it browns instantly, the heat is too high. Lower heat if it doesn't bubble. Heat more, then add in your chopped or cut dough. We're going to fry the polo in small batches. Don't overcrowd the pan. Make sure also to turn them occasionally until they are golden brown and crisp. This usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes or 4 minutes per batch depending on the heat. At this point, if you haven't still given this video a thumbs up yet, baby, what are you waiting for? Kindly give this video a thumbs up and also do share this video to your lovely friends and family so they get to see this amazing and inspiring recipe as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Now our first batch is ready. As you can see, it's looking all golden and perfect. I'm going to remove this and line it up on a paper towel to drain any excess oil. And from there, we're going to continue frying until everything is nice and ready. So one polo tip that I want to share with you is that if your polo absorbs too much oil, your polo may have been too soft. Next time, add a bit more flour. If the outside browns too fast and the inside remains raw, reduce the heat and fry a bit longer. For even frying, keep the oil at steady medium heat. Alright, so our second batch is also looking absolutely perfect and well fried. We're going to take them out from the oil and let the polo cool a little bit. They firm up and becomes extra crunchy as they cool. Just look at how inviting this polo looks right now. What are you waiting for? I beg, enter kitchen and try this homemade polo for yourself and you're going to love it. Let me also know in the comment section what you think about this Ghanaian party snack recipe, and I'll be very glad to read all your amazing comments down below. So once cool, serve warm at a room temperature with tea or hot chocolate, or you can enjoy this just like that or enjoy it with some fine ice and you are good to go. To keep them crunchy, store polo in an airtight container once fully cooled. At room temperature, they keep well for about 5 to 7 days and that will be fine. There you have it, delicious Ghana polo with powdered milk. If you try this recipe, drop a comment, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to Cooking with Efya. Bye for now and enjoy your snack.